Hey, the developers just dropped a new patch that resolved two exploits, including the door glitch and the double pump exploit. They also made a change to the spaceport map and fixed some graphical issues. Not only that, we're going to talk about so much more in today's video. If you can do me a solid, let's start the video off by tapping the thumbs up button and the hype button below. With that said, let's jump in. Hey, what's up, Raiders? We've just received a brand new update. We're now on patch 1.4.0 right here. The developers wrote, update 1.4.0 is now rolling out on all platforms. It may be quite a small one, but the big news is that the gun quick swap exploit has been patched, and we have made a very hot fix for the locked room exploits. Now, as you can see, they brought up how they fixed the double pump shotgun and Anvil exploit, where you could fire them super quickly. They even wrote this in the patch notes. Fixed the gun exploit that allowed you to shoot quicker than intended by swapping to a quick use item and back. Alrighty, so as you can see, that's what they wrote. And in this test footage here, I decided to try to do it, and it is indeed resolved. I will say I can't personally confirm if it still works with the macro or whatever the heck, but when I tried to do it manually, it didn't work, and that's great to see. On the other hand, they also patched the door exploit that would allow players to merge or clip through doors using a friend or someone random in a lobby to push you through. Unfortunately, I cannot test this out because it's early in the morning and no one is awake to help me try it. Nevertheless, I'll take the dev's word on it. If you can, let me know in the comments if it has officially been resolved. That would be cool. But right here, the developers wrote, fix players being able to push each other by jumping on each other's backs. Not only that, I'm pretty sure they made it so that if you entered a locked room somehow using an exploit, the door will be locked on the inside, so you cannot open it unless you have a key on the inside, or on the outside technically, right, to open it up. Anyways, right here, this is what the developers wrote. Exploit mitigation mechanisms have been added for all locked rooms across all maps. Well, if I'm not mistaken, they've stopped the exploit all around because even if you find a way inside the locked room, you won't be able to get out since they made it so you cannot interact with the door button to open it from the inside. So someone on the outside would have to have a key to open it up for you so you could get out of the locked room. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you could use a barricade to push yourself back out, but yeah, I mean, that's a fix. Now, since we're talking about the mechanisms that they've implemented, we actually have a clip of what it looks like once you're inside the room. It's insane. So essentially, you'll turn into a crispy raider. There's basically these, I don't know, traps on the side that'll light you up the second you go inside. And that is insane. And so yeah, it does appear that even if you do get inside and you try to like push yourself back out, there's a good chance you're not going to survive. And that right there is incredible to see that they implemented a trap mechanism with this exploit. So yeah, very cool. Okay, speaking of exploits, unfortunately, it's also kind of surprising. If you recall, I recently talked about the hidden rope on Stellamontis, where players would grapple upwards and push themselves out of the map. Well, it's still here, as you can see, after the latest patch. This is kind of strange to me because they know about the issue, yet they couldn't find the time to simply remove the rope mechanic or at least push it higher up so that, you know, it would stop players from grabbing it and getting out of the map. I'm surprised again. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult for them to open up the map editor and remove the rope entirely. It's not like it's a piece of code like the shotgun exploit where they have to adjust the timing for it. So I don't know. I thought this was quite strange, and I'd like to know what you Raiders think about it. Anyway, the next fix they implemented was pretty interesting. If you don't know, there was a way to get into the spaceport control tower locked room by using a zip line. However, they've now blocked the path completely by adding barred windows to the entire outside area. As you can tell in this video clip, and screenshot. Nevertheless, here's the official patch notes where they said, the exterior access to Spaceport's control tower locked room has been blocked off. Nevertheless, that's all they wrote for exploits. We're now going to move along and check out what they wrote for the other fixes here. They explained that they fixed an issue where sometimes low resolution textures would appear in the main menu. And they also fixed a lighting artifact issue that would occur upon entering maps. Lastly, for the patch notes, they wrote, Raider voice now correctly respects the selected voice option after restarting the game. Overall, if you were to ask me about my opinions about the update, I think it's a great update. You know, they patched several exploits. However, at the same time, I think patching the rope glitch would have been a great thing to see. Yet, for whatever reason, they couldn't remove it. Yet, hey, on the bright side, they patched the exploit with a shotgun and Anvil and stopped a ton of players from using the door exploit, but not only preventing players from pushing each other into the rooms, but also stopping anyone from opening the door from the inside. What I'd like to know is, what are your thoughts about the patch? Is it good or is it bad? Is there anything you would have liked to see? If so, drop a response in the comments and I'll check out what you have to say. Okay, so we know that they've dropped some patch notes, they dropped a brand new patch, but have they made any sort of secret changes, or at least one secret change? Yes, they have. If you check out the map right here for Stella Montis, there is now a night raid event, which is really awesome because this wasn't here last patch. And we're going to check it out right now. So you can tell right here, it says night raid, and let's go ahead and see what the map looks like from the inside, and is the loot valuable? Let's talk about it. First and foremost, players are aggressive on this map, and I mean super aggressive during night raids. For instance, I took out one player, then what do you know? A second player came by, tried to pretty much third party me essentially, right? Took him out, and then after defeating that enemy, a third player came by. I know, it's crazy. So players are super aggressive, and I was able to take him out as well, so it wasn't, you know, a big deal at all. He went down pretty quick. Oh, and also when it comes down to extracting, you have a few options. You obviously cannot take the Raider hatch, right? You cannot extract that way, but you do have the lobby metro station, and you also have the other one, which is the loading bay metro station. The extractions on the sides, right, where you could go and, you know, open up the fan, the large fan, and go through and extract that way, it's not accessible, so you do have to use the metro station. Loot-wise, it's not too bad. I personally couldn't tell a huge difference. Maybe I need to use, like, I don't know, a key on a locked door and loot some of the stuff that way. But I go to this area quite frequently, and I find a lot of epic tier, you know, items that I can loot. But yeah, again, I couldn't tell a big difference, yet it's pretty cool to see how, like, dark the map could be, yet also the loot's, it's okay. Alright, next up, we're going to talk about something completely different, and that's Scrappy Story right here. This is what the developers wrote. You'll want to hear a 3D artist on Arc Raiders. Today I want to spotlight an essential but often overlooked character in the game. Some may even call him the soul of Speranza. Of course, I'm talking about our loot collector in chief. His name is Scrappy, he's a rooster, and we go way back. And you can actually see Scrappy's photo right here. What's interesting is this is actually a chicken that they have. Right here it says, it all began when a flock of chickens crashed my Zoom meeting. I was living with my parents at the time. They happened to keep chickens. Mid-Zoom meeting, the birds somehow snuck into the house and strutted around behind me, instantly stealing the show and derailing the meeting entirely. Among those birds was Hakan, or Hakan, I don't know, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry guys. The rooster that would go on to become Scrappy. So that particular Scrappy, or that chicken I should say, became Scrappy, and it's in the story now. I mean, wow. Interesting story, I thought that was cool. And I'd like to know what you think about it. Lastly, we've got the top comments. First from Nascaroth that said, honestly, a quick fix for the door glitch would be to make the door not open from the inside. And it's funny that you mentioned that because that's exactly what they did. Plus, they implemented a trap with it. The second top comment is by Maximus2270. That said, the whole cracker nerf really did mess up so many people in my opinion. I'm a casual player and got no much time, so farming will take longer. Wow, this whole sentence is butchered, but yeah, absolutely, man, it does suck because, I mean, a lot of players found it valuable, and it was only for Arc, not Raiders, right? You would only use it on Arc enemies. The third and final top comment is by Sophirian. If I'm pronouncing that right, you said, "It feels like there's less loot too. I rarely find something good the last few days." I feel that way about the blueprints, to be honest. I feel like blueprints are popping up less frequently as they used to in the past. Like, I feel like I was able to find blueprints pretty damn fast. Anyway, those are the top comments. Hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, consider tapping the thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.